everyone, it's Haley, and today I'm going to be doing a pretty big unboxing haul and also the rest of my October book haul. So first I want to start out with this box right here. I made a pretty big order from Book Outlet, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first book I have here is The One and Only Ivan by Catherine Applegate. So this is a middle grade book, I believe. It's kind of on the younger side of middle grade. And it is about a gorilla named Ivan, and it just sounded adorable. I'm pretty sure this is a fairly new release. I heard a lot of people talking about it near springtime, so I don't know, it seemed really cute, so I got it. Next is How I Live Now by Meg Rossoff. This is a movie as well. I haven't seen the movie or anything, but I'll probably read this and then watch the movie because that's usually what you do. But I believe this is a dystopian standalone. I'm not sure if it's a series. I don't know. If I'm wrong, you can correct me on that. But yeah, I've heard some pretty good things about this, and it's only like 200 pages, so I figured next time I do a readathon, this will be perfect for that. Next is Into the Still Blue by Veronica Rossi. This is the third and final book in the Under the Never Sky trilogy. I have mixed feelings about the first one. I think I gave it like 3.5 stars or 3 stars, something like that. But I probably will still continue with the series. I'm going to give the second one a chance for sure. And if I still am kind of iffy or I really don't like it, then I'll probably just give away the trilogy. And next is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. The second book in this series is coming out soon. It's the Mime Order. I have no idea what genre this series is or what it's about. I just have heard really great things. So Book Outlet has a ton of these, so I thought I would just pick it up and read it just because I've heard such good things. So yeah, if you were interested in getting this book, definitely check out Book Outlet because they had a ton of them. Next is Perfect Lies by Kirsten White. So I read the first book, Mind Games, last year for a readathon, and I enjoyed it. Like, it was okay. I wasn't thrilled, but the ending was very weird, and I just have to know what happens next, so I got this one. And this series is about two sisters, and they live in this kind of dystopian sci-fi world. I'm not sure what genre it is, but the one sister is blind, but she has these visions of the future, and the other sister kind of acts as like this mole kind of person for the institution that they're with, if that makes sense at all. But yeah, it's an interesting series. Next, I have two books in a series, and that is Crash and Bang by Lisa McMahon. These are the first two books in the Visions trilogy. So Lisa McMahon is the author of the Wake trilogy. A lot of people really like that. I personally haven't read it. And this book is about this girl who starts seeing this car crash over and over again and just more frequently, and she's trying to figure out why she keeps seeing this and all the clues that are within that vision. So I also really enjoy the covers on the for this series, so I'm quite excited to get into it. Next is Tremor by Patrick Carman. This is the second book in the Pulse series, and that is a dystopian series where they start feeling this pulse and no one knows what it is, and they're just trying to figure out what it is. So I haven't read that one yet, but I just thought I would get the second one because I have a problem with buying books, so I just got it. Next is Side Effects May Vary by Julie Murphy. So this is a contemporary that came out like in May or something like that. I'm not positive. But it's about this girl who gets leukemia and she thinks she's gonna die. So she decides she's gonna tell everyone how she truly feels about them, even if it's very bad. But then she finds out that she's not actually going to die, and she has to deal with the repercussions of telling everyone how she really feels about them. So I was very intrigued by this book when it first came out, and I'm glad I waited since I found it on Book Outlet. But I don't know, I've heard mixed things about it, but I'm definitely excited to read it. Next is Frozen by Erin Bowman. This is the second book in the Taken trilogy, and this is dystopian where all the men over a certain age and all the girls suddenly disappear, and it's just a bunch of teenage boys that are left. So that sounds pretty interesting. It kind of sounds like Lord of the Flies a little bit, but I was intrigued, so I got the second one too. Next is Serafina by Rachel Hartman. I was so excited when I saw this on Book Outlet, and I'm so excited that I got the purple one, because the one on Book Outlet, it shows the red and white one, but I got the really pretty like rainbow purple one, which I'm so excited for. And this is a dragon book where the dragons can turn into people, so they kind of coexist, and it just sounds really awesome, so I picked it up. And finally, for the book outlet order is Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. This is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and oh, the cover is just so beautiful. You have like the girl running down the stairs and then it makes a rose. It's just so cool, and it's one of the soft ones, so like it feels awesome on my face. I just love it. So yeah, I'll read this eventually. So that is all from my book outlet order. Now let's get into the other books that I've gotten in October. So the first one I wanted to show you guys is Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevre. So this book is a kind of fantasy historical fiction. I believe it's a fantasy set in a kind of Renaissance era like world, and this girl, the main character, she is escaping an arranged marriage, so she takes sanctuary in a nunnery, and it ends up that these nuns are worshipping the god of death, and she is being trained to be an assassin. So she ends up going to the court of Brittany, which is basically like the royalty there, and she's disguising herself as a mistress, but she ends up getting into way more than she was expecting, and she goes on this crazy adventure. So I saw this book recently in one of Reagan at Peru's Project's old videos, and I was very intrigued by it. So I saw it on Chapters for like $5 for the hardcover edition, and it's quite a big book. So when I saw it there, I knew I had to get it. So I did. Next is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I am so excited to have this book in my hands. It was 50% off at Chapters for a while, but then I was still kind of waiting to get it, but then went off of 50% off, and I was like, why didn't I get it? But then it went back to 50% off, so I finally got it. This is a World War II historical fiction about this girl who is blind, and it's also about a German boy. I've heard such amazing things about it, and World War II historical fiction is like my favorite. It's one of my favorite things to read about, and this one just seems so unique, and it has this beautiful cover, and I believe it takes place in Paris too, which seems really awesome. Or not Paris, I know it takes place in France, which is really awesome, and its spine is gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous book, and I cannot wait to dive into it. But I'm gonna wait until I have time to actually absorb the story and like just can take my time through it, but I will definitely love it when I read it. I'm hoping, I don't know, but hopefully. Next is The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. This is the second book in the Fifth Wave trilogy, and it is huge. It is huge. It's like my Fifth Wave book is so much smaller. I ordered this off of Book Depository, and I was trying to get one without this thingy on it, but obviously it came with that thingy on it, and it also came huge. Like, it's bigger than my face. I don't understand how that happened, but whatever. I'm over it. It's fine. We're moving on. Anyways, so I've heard mixed things about this book. I've heard a lot of people say that they didn't like it nearly as much as they did the Fifth Wave, so I'm kind of hesitant to jump into it, but I know I will eventually. It's also like significantly shorter than the Fifth Wave. I don't know. We'll see. I'm a little bit skeptical. And the last book I'm going to show you guys is Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. So this is a dystopian contemporary mix, and Scott Westerfeld is one of my favorite authors. This book came out last month, so did Infinite Sea, by the way. So I had been waiting to buy this, but it was like $17 on Chapters, and I was like, but do I really want to spend that much? But then I saw it at Costco for $11, so check your local Costco's. I was just like, yes, I'm just gonna get it. It's so well made. Like, the pages are so nice, and it's just, oh, it's like a textbook quality book. Great. So like I said, it's a contemporary kind of dystopian mix. So it's telling the story of this girl writing her book and trying to get it published, which is the contemporary part, but it's also the book that she is writing, which is the dystopian part. So it just sounds so awesome. This is basically 2 books in one, which is why it's so big, but I just can't wait to read it. I'm very excited. So those are all the books that I've gotten in October and from Book Outlet. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what books that you have gotten in October, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!